Afternoon, everybody. I'm going to call a meeting, our council meeting for May 25th, 2026 to order, please. And I remind our council members to disclose any pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof. Hearing none, we'll carry on. I'm looking for a mover and a seconder. Approval of the agenda. Todd and Smokey. All in favor? Good. Moving seconder to adopt the minutes of the meeting of May the 11th, 2026. Todd and Amon. Any discussion about the minutes?
Well, there was a correction to them, but I've just retracted it. It was just something that was added that should have been this, and it's correct now.
We're good. Okay. All in favor of the minutes, adoption of the minutes. Delegations, we have none. Our agenda, we have Bruce County Planning to start the afternoon off. Megan.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. So this is the recommendation report for the zoning bylaw that we heard a couple weeks ago for 123 Hardwick Cove Road. So as a reminder, just like a recap, the proposal was to create 3 lots out of the existing residential lot at 123 Hardwick Cove Road. The 3 severed lots will remain as residential lots, and the retained lot will be merged with 153 Hardwick Cove Road. So a couple weeks ago when we had the public meeting, we had a number of public comments that were brought forward. The applicant and his planner worked with, or came up with sort of solutions to the concerns that the public had for this development. So my planning report that I sent in last week just has a summary of those public comments and the comments that were brought forward from the applicant and their planner. So I'll go through those quickly here. So sort of the summary or the theme of the public comments, one of them was concerns for lot drainage. So in order to address that, we have recommended that a lot grading and drainage plan be a requirement of the development agreement, which is registered on title with the with each of the lots. This essentially ensures that lot grading and drainage plan is done prior to development on the lot. And then in my report here, I just reiterated that typically we see lot grading and drainage issues when we have smaller lots with high lot coverage. These lots are substantially larger than a lot of the lots that we see in Hardwick Cove Road. So we don't anticipate there being any issues with lot grading and drainage, but again, those plans will ensure that any drainage stays on the property and doesn't impact other surrounding lots. There was some concerns about the development on lot A3, which was the lot that was sort of behind some of the other lots. The applicant and their planner reworked the plan a little bit so that there is there is a buffer essentially between those lots, a treed buffer where no development can occur. So again, those plans are registered, or it's actually in the zoning bylaw that says this area you can't develop on. And then that is, so it's very clear that it's in the zoning bylaw, and then it's also in this development agreement as well, which are registered on title. And then there was concerns as well about the reduced frontage to 18 meters. Again, this is the existing laneway that's in place. There's still sufficient access, sufficient sight lines. We have, you know, the Public Works Manager has reviewed this plan. The minimum lot frontage in the area is 35 meters, but throughout this municipality and other municipalities, we see smaller lot frontages pretty frequently. So Yeah. So further down in my report, I just included that recommendation for the mitigation measures as well as that lot grading and drainage plan to be added to the development agreement. And yeah, I included the record of comments from the public meeting, as well as the letter from the applicant and their planner. There was an updated EIS to address that slight change in the plans, and then an updated site plan as well. Happy to take any questions. My recommendation is approval.
Councilors, anybody have questions of Megan on the report? Smokey?
Well, I was just going to ask for a brief synopsis of, because there was quite a discussion here, our last council meeting. And, one of the things that I did not come up with any kind of solution, maybe there isn't one, is the 18-foot frontage, 18.2. So that according to the plan just can't be mitigated.
Just a correction, 18.2 meters.
Meters, yes, yes.
So that's almost 66 feet,
yeah.
not 18 feet.
So, and the lot lines haven't changed.
No, based on the plans, the lot lines haven't changed at all. So same lot sizes and everything. The only thing that changed in terms of the site plan was that there's a buffer now between the lots that are directly on Hardwick Cove that have that frontage there, and then the development envelope.
And the drainage plan will be completed before there's any
development. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough, like that 18-meter frontage. So that is existing, like there is a driveway there. And they technically could continue to use that as a driveway and build back there, sort of thing. It is common. It's not as common to see these like sort of different shaped lots, but it is, I would say, a better use of the space, essentially. It's sort of like a rounding. It allows like the rounding out of the development in that area. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just to Megan's point about the 18-meter driveway or
18.2.
2.2 meters. Yeah, that is, we do see that quite a few places. And some of the concern was emergency services, but if they can drive down a driveway, I mean, a fire truck or an ambulance can get down a driveway. I'm not worried about that. So, excuse me. Any other questions, Megan? So we do have a recommendation here. I'm just going to read it and ask for a mover and seconder. That council approve addendum to zoning bylaw amendment Z-2025-080 by Buchanan, and the necessary bylaw be placed on an upcoming council agenda. For adoption. Mover and the seconder for that, please. There isn't. We've had the public meeting already. This is where the decision is made on what we've got here now. No, he's on holidays. Mover and seconder for this motion. Todd, come on. All in favor of the motion? And Megan, we have the second zoning bylaw amendment.
Yeah, so the second zoning bylaw amendment again is for the severance of a very small parcel that allows the retained parcel from the last application to be merged with 153. So I didn't make any changes to this report. There didn't seem to be any concerns from the public. It was just like a small severance and a change from just a rural zone to an R2 zone so that it's all consistent essentially. and applying some holdings for archaeological potential. So I didn't make any changes to those. Again, I'm still recommending approval there, and it allows that retained parcel to be merged with that 153. Happy to take any questions though.
Questions? Read the bylaw or the recommendation, the council will approve zoning bylaw amendment said -2025-081 by Loney, and the necessary bylaw be forward to council for adoption. Mover and seconder. Smoking them on. All in favor? Passed. And we're off to the office. Sorry.
Could I just address one thing?
Yep.
I would like members of the public, and I can be corrected on this. Bruce County's our planners, and if a proponent of these plans disagrees with our assessment, or we don't approve what Bruce County has put forward, then they have the right to take us to the Ontario Land Tribunal. In which case, Bruce County doesn't go in and recommend or say, well, this is why. We have to take very seriously what our Bruce County planners recommend. They work for us. They are the experts. So I just want to make that clarification that they are working for us, and we support them. And if we don't, and it's been done, the proponent of this planning action can take this matter to the Ontario Land Tribunal. And in which case, we have to support it ourselves. We can't ask the county to go and support us for a decision that we have made against their advice. So just so you're aware of how this planning matter works in this situation.
Cynical scientists that this was already decided before we got in here. To be perfectly honest, from the residents of the code, I did send an email with my concerns. They're reasonable concerns. They're not outrageous regarding the frontage and regarding the drainage in Harbour Code. If you walk the Harbour Code lots that I explained,
I think that's part of this. When you read through here, that'll be part of the recommendation.
The drainage plan.
That there is a drainage and grading plan. No, all the way, all of them, yeah. Yeah.
who will install the drainage ditch?
Right.
Who will install the drainage ditch from lot 1 to the 123 Harbour Code?
So it's not necessarily that they need to install a drainage ditch. If that's a recommendation of the lot grading and drainage plan, then they would have to.
The road actually goes.
Yeah, no, I understand. The idea of the lot grading and drainage plan is that the drainage stays on that lot. So if you have like drainage that comes off of your dwelling or whatever, it's gonna go to the ground there and
Yeah, we're sort of getting ahead of ourselves here.
I was
what's going.
just going to ask Megan something that we could read. This is not an open council meeting, but I was going to ask a question in that, is there an avenue for nearby residents' concerns to be involved in the drainage plan situation, how it progresses? Is there an avenue for them to make comment, etc., or how does that work? I don't know myself, so I would like this for information as well.
Yes. So I think if I understand what you're saying, I think that for these lots, like When someone goes to develop, so when they want to build a house on the property, they are restricted to that development envelope that we've identified in the zoning and the development agreement. And then they, like, through that process, they'll have an engineer who creates a lot grading and drainage plan. That's just for that lot, and it's gonna show like the elevations of the lot, where the water's gonna go. If the municipality or if the residents in the municipality are concerned about drainage on the road, like on Hardwick Cove Road in that area, then I would say that that would be like the municipality's sort of concern or prerogative to look into that through Public Works, that sort of thing. So if that's a concern, but the property owners themselves, they're looking at just their specific lot. So there's not really an opportunity for, like, this is the opportunity, I guess, for the public engagement. When someone goes to build a house, there's not really that same like opportunity for help or for comments.
For input.
Yeah. Cause it's your own, cause it's, they're just applying it to their own property essentially. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Lot itself. Not where it's gonna run on.
No, that will be part of it. That'll be part of it too. It's all got it. You just
Yeah.
can't make a drainage plan for one lot. It's got to be sort of integral with the municipality.
So hopefully,
Yeah.
It's not gonna stay on the lot, it's gonna move.
Yes, exactly.
To the road.
Yeah.
And all parts of the subdivision, usually have a ditch or storm water.
Yeah, that'll be part of it.
Does not have that.
Not yet. Right.
Agreed.
Yeah, so,
By the way,
yeah,
this, the
Yeah.
owner has a right to develop and subdivide these properties. I'm not against that. But we do have concerns.
oh, yes, definitely. Yep.
Once, and then have one edit with no other discussion. I understand that that's part of the process. But, you know, it's an iterative process in my mind, not a one-off. And the email I got from Andy is like, we heard you, we want to hear from you again. That's what I got out of it.
Well, yeah, and I think you made your point initially, which is why we have this second. Yeah. So with that, we'll carry on. Thank you, Megan. We'll shift over to the office of the CAO. Got a long involved report here. This is the Lion's Head Shuttle. Or do I need to move or you're just doing anything here? You go ahead, give us a report and then we'll take a mover in a second. How's that?
So this is an updated report for the 2026 shuttle season for the Lion's Head Shuttle. In 2022, the municipality partnered with Golden Dawn to provide shuttle service from the Lion's Head Arena to McCurdy parking lot and essentially the other tourist spots within Lion's Head. Essentially, it was done to curtail pedestrian traffic walking up the Lion's Head, up to the Lion's Head Provincial Park via Moore Street. At that point, we found people were walking 6 by 6 up, and we could not actually get safe traffic up there. It also was to curtail overflow parking and having traffic congestion up at the parking area itself. It is a bit of an increase this year. As stated in the report, we actually haven't seen an increase from the Lion's Head Shuttle since its inception. So it's essentially a $200 increase. Like all of our operations, this would essentially is a net zero operation already. And is being paid for by the parking and reservation systems. Based on the estimates, we believe that it will still be a net zero for this year also.
So can I have a mover and seconder to receive that report? Am on? Todd, and any discussion? Yeah. Nope, go ahead.
There will be,
Councillor Golden, sorry, do you mind turning your microphone on? I'm not loud enough. Oh, yeah. Anyway, there will be a report on usage. Okay, because that's important to see that every year, what's going on. Thank you.
Yeah, there was a bit of a management change from last year, and unfortunately, the usage amounts got kind of thrown out of the mix. We have received them, and we will provide council with an update report on last year's usages, just for record keeping. Thank you.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Lamont. Yeah.
Yeah, just one quick question. Just noticed that we'll reimburse them for insurance costs. Was that something we were doing already? Okay.
Yes, it was. And there hasn't, the increase in this also includes the increase in the insurance costs. Correct. What they do is that they actually, in the summer months, did not operate the shuttle. And so it's been an addition in their operational fees for this.
Thanks.
No more questions. We did have a mover and seconder. All in favor of receiving the report? Passed. We have the treasurer's report. Maybe I'll take mover and seconder to bring that forward. Come on, Todd. We don't have a treasurer here right now, but it looks pretty self-explanatory. Any questions about this, Smokey?
Well, I just about had heart failure, first of all,
Big number.
because like we're looking close to 7 million, and that is actually what our 7 to 8 million is what we retain from taxes. You just go, wow. And I realized we have other revenues, and then I got looking at the report, and of course it's our Bruce County payment and our school board payments and some other payments. I do have some questions, but I will get my thoughts organized more. I went through it a couple of times, and there's some things just housekeeping that I will send to Teresa to the Treasury Department to get answers on. But yeah, it's obvious a lot of these costs are transfers to other levels of government, but it was fairly shocking. I'm just about over it.
I remember when it was big news when we actually hit 1 million total budget. So long gone now. Okay, all in favor of the treasurer's report? Yeah, for now. Parks and facilities, the lease agreement, Stokes Bay Community Center. Mover and seconder to bring that forward. I'm on Smokey, and I guess that's Mark. Anything about that, Mark?
Good afternoon, council. This is just kind of more or less a housekeeping matter. The existing agreement expired at the end of April, and met with the executive of the Stokes Bay Community Center group, who help manage and maintain the Stokes Bay Community Center. So they're certainly interested in continuing the agreement. Basically, they retain the revenues, they do the bookings, they do the maintenance. We handle any major capital issues with the building, and identified in the report a couple of the improvements we've done the last couple of years, and they're looking to carry on for another 3 years.
Any questions of Mark? All in favor? Passed. Move on to vending machine services, Lions Head Harbour. Mover and seconder to bring that forward. Come on, Todd. Give us a lowdown on Pepsi there, Mark.
Very good. So at the Lions Head Harbour, there's the Harbour office building, which has a couple different rooms. Obviously, there's washroom, showers, the main customer service office and reception area. And then there's another room that's about 300 square feet. It's called the Boaters Lounge. Historically, it's been used only 1 or 2 days of the year, and sits vacant. We have explored the idea of getting additional vending machines for food and snacks on site, considering how much day use and tourism we have in and around the harbor. And we've been searching for a potential vending machine company for 2 years now. And have found one that has approached us and interested in installing some machines. Their proposal is a 1-season trial where they would pay us $100 per month, or about $500 for the season, to occupy and maintain the machines, provide monthly gross revenue reports, and for the potential of continuing this service into future years, which would likely result in a longer term agreement with a percentage of concession sales. We think it's a good fit in providing additional services that complement what we do have on site. So we are recommending to move forward with a trial season.
Thanks, Mark. Questions? Smokey?
I think this is obvious, but just lots of things I thought were obvious. But we're just talking about chips, pop, chocolate bars. We're not talking sandwiches or anything like that.
No, there may be sandwiches, so as well.
I just think we have to be cognizant. We have the next few years, especially, are going to be challenging for food providers. And I guess if it was just snack foods, that would be a lot more attractive to me than somebody that's providing something that could be provided locally in Lion's Head. We do have some businesses that do specifically that. Is there any way that we can restrict them to pop, chips, chocolate bars, that type of thing?
We could review the what they're looking to offer if we had concerns, but I don't see the concerns as the other food services in town are the grocery store and the existing restaurants, which have sit down and or takeout. We just don't have any, we just don't have the same number of food services in the waterfront area as Tobermory Harbour does. And we have a lot of people drop in looking for small snacks and maybe a small sandwich, but certainly the snacks would be the main driver of the vending machines. They haven't proposed any hot foods or anything like that. So this is what would fit in a vending machine. So it would be nothing sizable. I don't know that it's a direct competition with any other.
It's not whether we think it's a direct competition. I guess it's very competitive in Lion's Head as far as the food industry. And some of them it is actually, it may be seen differently. I don't have a food business in Lion's Head, but it is sort of it twigged me, and I kind of put a couple of feelers out, not a lot, but the information, I said, as long as it's chocolate bars, chips, pop, that kind of thing, that it wouldn't be of any real concern to others. And I guess it's a trial basis for 1 year, but I think we should always be cognizant of our local businesses, because I think this next few years are going to be pretty challenging in food lines. But anyways, it's something for us to think about and watch. I would just want to bring up the issue because it was brought up to me.
Okay. Any other comments? Call for a vote. All in favor? Passed. We're moving on to the building department. And if I could have a mover and seconder to bring this forward, it's amend the holding zone provision. So Todd and Amand. And where are we here? That's you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is just being brought forward to amend the holding zone provision in order to obtain a building permit.
Fairly straightforward.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing sneaky about it, Smokey. just so you know.
Are you calling me sneaky?
All in favor? Passed. That's it. We're in the committee minutes. Drainage Committee minutes. I'm just actually gonna ask for a mover and seconder on all these minutes here collectively, and then we'll talk by the one by one to bring forward.
Sorry to interrupt, Deputy Mayor. You actually don't need to get a motion from council for these items. I think if you can sort of run through and if council would like to speak to any of the items for sure, but no need for any motion.
Perfect. Makes it simpler. Drainage Committee then. Comments? I just had one. You were there, Todd?
Yes.
And it was just this, I got to find it here. South Bruce Peninsula, 1852 South Bruce Peninsula. Bruce Peninsula Biosphere Association has a 100-acre parcel. And they were talking about redirecting water to Judges Creek. Yeah.
There's a spring there that I believe supplies a lot of the water that comes into Judges Creek. And I think a number of years ago, there was a diversion put in place. And that's what they're talking about in this case. I think the beavers have been busy and there's a number of dams there as well. I don't know, maybe Bob might add more to that. Do you have anything more to add to that, Bob?
Yeah, I think they just wanted to divert the cold water stream back into the main drainage ditch instead of the dugout ditch. And I think it was crossing Highway 6 and digging out the side of the highway where it crossed the road tile. They were trying to direct water away from that as well.
This is forgiven. This is just a sort of an idea they've thrown out, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they're looking towards doing that. Okay. Any other questions on the Drainage Committee? We'll move on to the Chi-Cheemaun Festival. We have two members here. I guess this is actually a fairly dated minutes, 31st of March. Any comments on that? And the physician recruitment and retention, again, fairly dated, a year ago. Comments? Now we'll move into correspondence. 7A, Bruce Peninsula National Park Community Days, July the 11th and August the 10th. Questions, comments? From that, we'll move into mosquitoes, West Nile virus. Questions, comments? And the last is the Ministry of Emergency Preparedness and Response. We got a nice little letter to Jack, who's not here to bask in his glory, but congratulations to him. And that. Questions, comments? Move into other business. Todd, other business.
I have one thing I'd like to add is I was talking to somebody about Helen Street, the intersection of Helen Street and Moore Street in front of the school. And there has been talk of possibly a crosswalk. Their suggestion, and I thought it was a good one, was maybe with the changes to the school parking lot, maybe that would be a good place to put a three-way stop now. It could make it easier for kids crossing Moore Street. There is this resident watched it on the May long weekend and they commented on how cars drive down Moore Street, west on Moore Street towards Main Street. And the way the lines are painted across Moore Street, there was people stopping thinking that it was a crosswalk. And it was confusing traffic. Cars were stopped at Helen and Moore, waiting on the Moore Street cars to drive through. But I just thought it's something that we could take a look at for safety, especially for the kids. If that would be it would be a good time to put a three-way stop there now and make it easier for the kids to cross Moore Street going to school.
comments? Maybe that's something we'll turn over to Troy.
Yeah.
He's not here, but we'll get through them. Please and thank you. Thank you, Todd. Anybody else? So that brings us to the closed session portion of the meeting. I'll just mover and seconder for this. I'll just read it. Recommendation that council move into a closed meeting with the CAO and clerk in attendance pursuant to section 239 2B of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended for the following reasons. Personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, specifically related to a personnel issue. Update, sorry. Mover and seconder. Todd and Amon. All in favor? Very good. Reporting out of our closed session of May 25th, 2026. Council met in closed session with the CAO and clerk in attendance regarding personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, specifically related to a personnel update. Council approved the closed session minutes from May 11th, 2026. Thank you. And yes, bylaws. And I'm just going to read these bylaws and I'll ask a mover and seconder for them. Reading of bylaws. Bylaw 2026-45, amend zone for holding provision 35 Howard Bowman Drive. And bylaw 2026-46 being a bylaw of the Corporation of the Municipality of Northern Bruce Peninsula to confirm the proceeding of the council meeting held on May 25th, 2026. Recommendation will be that the listed bylaws be given first, second, and third reading and enacted. The mover and seconder for that, Todd and Smokey. All in favor of the motion? Passed. I have a mover and seconder for adjournment. Smokey, Amon, all in favor?